Imagine a country with more than 7,000 islands, a place where golden beaches meet crystal clear waters, where strangers welcome you like family, and laughter echoes even in the face of hardship. That place exists. It's real. And yet, the world barely talks about it. When people think of Southeast Asia, names like Thailand, Vietnam, or Indonesia usually take the spotlight. But quietly sitting in the Pacific is a nation full of beauty, brilliance, and heart that few truly understand. This is the Philippines. And once you look past the stereotypes and headlines, you'll see a country that deserves far more recognition than it gets. So let's take a closer look. Because what you're about to learn might completely change how you see this nation and its people. 1. The kindest people you'll ever meet. Filipinos are some of the warmest, most genuine people on earth. Hospitality is not just part of the culture, it's a way of life. In the Philippines, if you visit someone's home, even unannounced, they'll likely offer you food, a drink, and a seat at the table. And it's not because they're wealthy, it's because generosity is woven into their identity. This warmth isn't limited to friends or neighbors. It extends to tourists, expats, and even total strangers. Many foreigners who visit say they feel safer and more welcome here than in many other parts of the world. That kindness is not shallow. It comes from a deep cultural value called pakikipagkapwa, which means treating others with respect, compassion, and shared humanity. In a world growing colder and more disconnected, the Philippines quietly reminds us of the beauty of simple human connection. 2. The spirit of resilience. Every year, the Philippines faces more than a dozen typhoons. It sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire, making it vulnerable to earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. On paper, this sounds like a recipe for constant disaster. But despite these challenges, Filipinos continue to smile, sing, and rebuild. After every storm, you'll see communities coming together to clean, repair, and support one another. The world calls it resilience, but for Filipinos, it's just another day of bayanihan. Bayanihan is a traditional Filipino value that means working together for the common good. You might have seen photos of villagers literally carrying an entire house to help a neighbor move. That same spirit still lives in modern Filipino communities. It's a kind of strength you don't find everywhere. This quiet toughness is what allows the nation to face hardships with grace and unity. It's not always loud or dramatic, but it is powerful. 3. English speaking and globally. Already over 70% of Filipinos speak English. And not just enough to get by. Many are fluent enough to work as writers, teachers, engineers, and even customer service agents for companies around the world. This level of fluency has helped the Philippines become a global leader in the business process outsourcing industry. Major companies from the United States, Europe, and Australia rely on Filipino workers for everything from tech support to medical transcription. But the global readiness goes beyond language. Filipinos grow up watching Western movies, using international apps, and learning global history. This cultural fluency makes them incredibly adaptable and easy to work with. If you're a tourist, this makes the country much easier to explore. If you're a business owner, this means a skilled and reliable workforce. And if you're an outsider looking to connect with a community, you'll find people who can meet you halfway, understand your perspective, and still share their own with pride. 4. A rich history. That's often overlooked. Many people don't know that the Philippines was once one of the wealthiest and most advanced regions in Southeast Asia. Long before colonizers arrived, Filipinos had established trade routes with China, India, and the Middle East. They had their own writing system called bayanihan, complex political structures, and vibrant artistic traditions. In the 1500s, Spain colonized the islands for more than 300 years, leaving behind a mix of Catholicism, architecture, and cuisine. Later, the Americans brought public education and democracy. The result is a culture that's both deeply Asian and uniquely Western. But the country's fight for independence is one of the most underrated stories in world history. Heroes like José Rizal, Andrés Bonifacio, and Apolinario Mabini stood up to colonial powers long before many other nations even began thinking about self-rule. The Philippine Revolution was fierce, brave, and inspiring. yet it's rarely taught in global classrooms. This lack of awareness leads to a misunderstanding of the country's true identity. The Philippines is not just a former colony or a tourist destination. It's a country with a powerful history of resistance, survival, and reinvention. 5. Natural wonders you won't believe exist. Sure, people know about Boracay. Its white sands and turquoise waters are famous around the world. But that's just one tiny dot on the map. The Philippines is packed with natural wonders that could easily rival places like Hawaii, New Zealand, or the Maldives. Take Palawan, for example. Voted multiple times as the most beautiful island in the world. Its limestone cliffs, hidden lagoons, and underground rivers feel almost unreal. Or Batanes, where rolling green hills meet dramatic cliffs and stone houses that look straight out of a European countryside. You also have the chocolate hills of Bohol, the rice terraces of Banao, and the whale sharks of Donsol. Each region offers something completely different. Whether you're into diving, hiking, surfing, or just relaxing in nature, the Philippines delivers. The sad part is many of these places remain underpromoted. But maybe that's a good thing. It keeps them peaceful, unspoiled, and ready for those who truly want to explore. 6. A culinary identity. Waiting to be discovered. Filipino cuisine doesn't get the global recognition it deserves. It's hearty, flavorful, and full of surprises. Dishes like adobo, sinigang, lechon, and kare-kare are comfort food at its finest. And yet, while Thai, Japanese, and Korean cuisine have taken over the global food scene, Filipino food remains somewhat of a hidden gem. Part of the reason is that Filipino cuisine reflects the country's complex identity. It's a mix of indigenous roots, Spanish influence, American touches, and Chinese flavors. It's not always easy to categorize, but that's what makes it so rich. Filipinos also eat with joy. Meals are family affairs. Street food is an adventure. And desserts like halo halo and leche flan add color to every celebration. For food lovers willing to dig deeper, the Philippines is a treasure trove of taste and tradition. 7. Quiet global influence. Filipinos are everywhere. Not in a loud, dominating way, but in a quiet, steady, global presence. Nurses in the United States and the Middle East. Seafarers running the world's shipping lanes. Teachers in Canada, musicians in Europe, engineers in Japan. The Filipino diaspora is one of the largest in the world, and they're known not just for being skilled, but for being kind, respectful, and dependable. This influence also extends into entertainment. Bruno Mars, Olivia Rodrigo, Vanessa Hudgens, and Her all have Filipino roots. They represent a new generation of global talent that brings pride back to the islands. Even in tech, startups from the Philippines are starting to make waves, with young entrepreneurs using digital platforms to reach audiences worldwide. The world may not always notice, but Filipino talent is making its mark quietly but surely. 8. A youthful, tech-savvy population. The median age in the Philippines is around 25 years old. That means it's one of the youngest populations in Asia. And with youth comes energy, creativity, and a hunger for progress. Filipinos are among the top users of social media in the world. Platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook are not just for entertainment. They're used for education, business, and even activism. This tech-savvy generation is redefining what it means to be Filipino. They're more open-minded, entrepreneurial, and globally aware than ever before. Many are creating their own opportunities through freelancing, digital content, and online businesses. This digital strength is setting the stage for a cultural and economic leap. In the coming decades, this youthful population could be the country's greatest asset. 9. A place of faith and festivity. The Philippines is the only predominantly Christian nation in Asia. Religion plays a huge role in everyday life, but it's not about dogma. It's about hope, resilience, and community. Churches are full on Sundays, but so are town plazas, where fiestas take place with dancing, singing, and parades. Filipinos celebrate everything. From the birth of a child to a local harvest, There's always a reason to gather and rejoice. This spirit of festivity brings people together. It creates joy even in difficult times. It's not just tradition, it's therapy. And it helps explain why Filipinos are often ranked among the happiest people in the world, despite economic hardship. 10. A country with untapped potential. Yes, the Philippines has its problems. Corruption, poverty, and infrastructure issues are real. But to focus only on the struggles is to miss the bigger picture. This is a country with a massive educated workforce, natural resources, strong family values, and a growing digital economy. It has the potential to become a major player in tourism, tech, and trade if given the attention and investment it deserves. More importantly, it has people who never give up, people who keep smiling, keep working, and keep believing in a better future. That's what makes the Philippines underrated. Not just the beauty or the culture, but the strength and spirit of its people. Now that you've seen a different side of the Philippines, maybe you'll start to notice what others have missed. Maybe you'll see more than just beaches and traffic headlines. Maybe you'll see a nation that's been quietly building its place in the world, full of kindness, resilience, and hidden greatness. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. We've got more stories that will challenge what you think you know about the world. And if you're curious about other surprising places or cultures, check out our next video right here. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.